into tonight's Bluegrass Breakdown radio show. Got a good show ahead of us. Sorry about full speed there. Scared you, Danielle.
Did. I wasn't ready.
Matt kind of just gave me the nod to go, so I didn't know Kelly over here was kind of freaking me out. He didn't know. We're just going to get into it anyways.
We need to work on our communications.
March Madness.
March Madness. I'm freaking out. Exactly. I'm freaking out. Anyways, get into it. We have Danielle Chilton. Hi. John Hancock's finally back. John, how are you?
It's good to be back.
Good. You were actually, before we get into anything, you were up in Henryville, I believe.
Well, it's a war zone up there, but you know a lot of people are helping out. A lot of people are giving and everything. It's just really awesome to see the community come together and everybody around it. I mean, the Louisville football team was up there. I know Indianapolis Colts were up there, so a lot of cool things are. Henryville's gonna rebuild and it'll be back and better than ever. So
yeah, it's a good thing you were up there. So we'll get that across. But I think Kelly wants to show what we have. A little giveaway going on tonight through our sponsor. We do. We
have the Bruisies.
Bruisies, not Bruisies. No Z's in there. It's Bruisies.
You can call it what you want. They are one of the neater inventions I've ever came across. They are sunglasses that open bottles. Old-fashioned glass Coke bottle.
Yeah.
A&W root beer bottle. Whatever you want. I mean, it's big party time. You can also wear them. They look super cool.
Good tailgating gear.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun to be had with these Bruisies.
Bruisies.com.
Sunglasses. I mean, they are a blast. Look at them.
Hold them up there. Hold them up a little bit. I mean, there you go. We're watching a Western game. We can't tell behind us what's going on. Yeah, put them on there. Let the crowd see how good you look. I know you don't want to mess up. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they totally match the hair.
Yeah, I mean, we won't send you these because he's really sweaty. But you'll get yourself a good pair of Bruisies.com glasses. We're going to ask a question real quick. First caller to call in, get it right, is obviously the winner. We'll get your information after the show. We'll have your number on the caller ID. We're not too advanced around here. But, yeah, if you just give us a call, the first caller to answer. John, go ahead and ask it.
How many blocks has Gorgui Dieng had so far this season?
How many blocks has Gorgui Dieng, Louisville Cardinals, had for this season, which is a season record for Louisville.
Yep. Past Purvis Ellison.
Past Purvis, Nervous Purvis. So
last week. So.
That's good. You still got to hope. You're hoping 6 games left. Just keep going.
I mean, you're talking about Purvis Ellison. Beating one of his records. You're already in Cardinal history. It's the history is bright for Gorgui Dieng.
Exactly. So if you want to win these pair of glasses, absolutely free. Not much in life is free. Give us a call right now. How many blocks does Gorgui Dieng have this season? 502-265-5211. You can win. You'll also get yourself a nice little koozie, which is the glasses carrying case, and a cool sticker you can put in your refrigerator.
Real men pry.
Real men pry. Yeah. So give us a call, 502-265-5211. We'll get a caller eventually. We're going to get right into it because we had a long week since our last show, Tuesday.
A great week.
Fantastic.
I must say. I
bet it was.
Fantastic.
It was.
Of course, 2 Cardinal fans are finally. John decided to show up this week. Of course.
Oh, is that what it is? Nothing to do with the Henryville. Now Tyler's suggesting John's a fair weather fan. Pretty bold statement there, Tyler.
No, not at all. But really, it was a big week. We'll start with Louisville. They're the Big East champions. John, they won 4 games in 4 days. Seton Hall, Marquette, Notre Dame, and then Cincinnati in a hard-fought championship game.
I don't think the thing about it
was a hard-fought championship game.
It was
fighting hard to score baskets.
I think it was more like Louisville took control and we wasted clock. I think is basically what happened.
Yeah,
we were dominating in the first half.
We could
have kept scoring. We just stopped.
Peyton Sievers throughout this whole week, MVP of the tournament.
Absolutely
played like he's been playing last year, in my opinion.
He played like we were promised he would be, preseason and everything. At the beginning of the season, Coach Pitino was saying Peyton Siva's, going to be one of the best point guards in college basketball. He showed a little bit of that. I think a lot of people are excited about, what they're going to do in the tournament because of what he's done the past week, and it seems like he is back and he's what he was supposed to be. So I think because of him, I think Louisville has a good shot. If you have a good point guard in the tournament, you're going to make it as far as that. So I think Louisville fans are excited once again because most of us, I can say myself, I did not think that we would make it very far in the Big East tournament. I didn't. I knew we'd win our first game. I was a little worried about Marquette beating Cincinnati.
I didn't expect this. No.
No, absolutely not. So, and not only did we win, but we dominated teams. We dominated Marquette. We just completely destroyed them. So, I mean, the fact that we were able to do that in New York, underneath the lights, pressure's on, it's good times. We're excited.
Just awesome. And I think Siva needs to play. Just the fact that he's done that means the other teams need to respect him a little bit more. He has a little bit of confidence. Even if he doesn't play to that level, even if we get half of that and somewhat of a potent offensive, not turning the ball over, driving to the middle of the lane every single play and then throwing it to a mystery person all the time. If we get Peyton being aggressive offensively and having some legitimate presence, I mean, that's just huge for other guys to step up. It's just big.
And Russ Smith has developed into one of the best stealers in college basketball. No one could cross over. You crossed over in front of Russ Smith there in the Big East tournament. He was stealing that ball. It was happening.
I think Matt's got the highlight video or the celebration video going on of the Big East.
I think I've watched the celebration video 100 times.
You check that out on KentuckySports.co. You go up to the video section, right, John?
Yeah, go to the video section. All kinds of stuff for March Madness. We got Western Kentucky stuff. We have Murray State stuff.
Speaking of Western, not to cut you off, they're in a game right now on True TV against Mississippi Valley State. Danielle, they play Kentucky, the winner of this game. That would be Thursday. Do you see anybody giving UK a match at all? No. 16-1.
This is the time when I get nervous, so I feel like they're going to lose every game, and I don't like to talk about it. But I don't see it happening. I mean, Western can have the game of their lives maybe, and Kentucky can come out like they did in Vanderbilt, not be able to hit anything. But I don't think it's going to.
Let's see if I can see the score. John, tilt your head to the right. It's 13-13 with 7 minutes and 7.5 minutes to go. So check it out, True TV. We got the first game of the tournament. If you want to count this opening round, I'm not a big fan of hearing the second.
Who do you want to win?
Oh, obviously Western.
Western.
I mean, Western was awful. They were horrible. Get a new coach.
They almost beat you all, didn't they? It was close. Well, it really was.
It was, but that wasn't. That was before they got a new coach. Mm-hmm. But there was a lot of Western fans there. But at the same, we played horrible that game. That's when we started getting. I was a little worried after that game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just so everybody knows, it's the upcoming segment here in about 5 to 10 minutes. We're gonna have former Louisville Cardinal Alvin Sims on. It's gonna be a pretty good segment. Talk about Louisville's upcoming first round game out in Portland. John, speaking of that game out in Portland, that's a long trip. You think there'll be a lot of fans out there?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of fans up in Washington, I know, because the women's team traveled a lot up there. You got the Schimmels from up there. Peyton Siva's from Seattle. So I'm guessing that we'll have some fans, but that's a far. We're the second. We have to travel the second furthest out of any team other than VCU, which is also in Portland. So that's a far travel, and people, I don't expect that many Card fans.
Against Davidson, who, Matt, I think you have this video as well. The Doors commercial or little thing they played. I think this is TBS. Speaking of this, you'll hear what it played yourself.
How'd you do it? You picked every upset in the tournament. How'd you do it?
This is the end.
Florida.
Oh.
This is the end.
There it was right there, John. Can you hear me?
Does that make you nervous, John?
No.
Does it make you nervous? I mean, Davidson, they're a good team.
I mean,
Rick Pitino said this is his toughest game, first round game ever as a coach, and he's lost in the first 2 rounds the past 2 years, guys.
This
do you
team
see where Rutherford linked? Rutherford did a Google search of Rick Pitino says toughest first round game ever, and like 10 different times that Rick Pitino has said that come up.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He says that every year.
Well, I mean, Davidson
every game.
Our biggest fear is Davidson doesn't turn the ball over that much, but they also don't play very many good teams. They shoot the three. They shoot free throws. I think over 80%. They beat Kansas earlier in the season, but Kansas didn't put much pressure on them. The teams like College of Charlestown, I think UMass, the teams that put pressure on them, played full court press like we do, play fast, very athletic teams. They just killed them. So hopefully we can play our game and not play their game. But
their game is fast paced.
No, they don't have that many. No, they don't have that many fast guys. They have a lot.
But they
They're
score.
fast, but you're faster, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Peyton Siva and Russ Smith. I mean,
comparing them to nobody's as fast as Peyton Siva or Russ Smith.
That's what I'm saying. If we're able to play our game, if we play...
Nobody in the whole entire universe.
Davidson's going to slow it down. They're going to want to slow it down and play their game. They play half court.
They're Princeton style, but they score. I mean, they get points up. They pass. They're not
South
Florida.
They shoot threes like crazy.
They're not South Florida.
That's what they do in the West Coast. They shoot the threes.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game. I mean, it's out in Portland, so might as well shoot the threes. And just so you know, Alvin Sims here in about 5 minutes or so. Former Cardinal. Louisville, we've been talking about it. They had, kind of just bumping around here. There's been a lot of news the past week. They beat Seton Hall 61-55, Marquette 84-71. That Marquette game I wanted to talk about a little bit. That's got to be their best offensive output of the year.
Yes, by far. By far.
I would say best offense.
In a general.
Defense. Yeah.
I mean, they shot.
That was just the most exciting thing ever.
I kept waiting for it to, tank like it usually does. It never did.
That was amazing.
Peyton Siva was 2 for 2 for threes.
He shot well. Carrick had 20 points. He shot 7 for 17, I do believe. Chris Smith shot well. They had a lot of guys. The ball was going in that first half. They looked like a Final Four team that first half. To be totally honest with you guys.
Marquette specialized in not turning the ball over much. And they had 26 turnovers that game. So
and Crowder was nowhere. We
got him into foul trouble. He should have been in foul trouble earlier. I like how they called a foul on Crowder and then they said, "Whoa, no, that was on someone else."
And he wasn't even near.
I've never seen anything like that.
It was Hess. So
once again, if you want to get a free Brucey's super cool sunglasses as I modeled, and the Real Men Pry koozie type thing.
Here's the glasses. I know he didn't hold them up. He put them like right here. Nobody can see them. Right here, Brucey's.com. Check them out. They're a great site. They have right here. He didn't explain this either. On the back of both ends, you can open up yourself some bottles, like he told you earlier.
I think he said that.
Maybe I don't remember.
I did.
You're not
no big deal though.
How many blocks does Gorgie Zhang have this year? That's all you got to answer. It's a school record for a year. 502-265-5211. I know somebody's listening. There's got to be one person that wants a free pair of sunglasses out there.
UK women.
Like sunglasses. It's sunny outside. You gotta like sunglasses.
Not to bounce around here, but UK women are playing McNeese State. Ooh. For a bonus question.
That's my favorite state.
Please tell us who is a famous NBA player who played for McNeese State. Well, I'll give that a bonus question, and I'll send you a pack of CDs.
Can I look it up right now on Wikipedia and you'll give me a pack of CDs?
But I think that's a good one. On to, we do need to remember that the women are playing also.
Looks like we have a caller.
There we go.
You're live on the Bluegrass Breakdown. What's your name?
My name is Brendan Tisdale.
Brendan Tisdale. We have a caller. I'm assuming you're calling for the free pair of Brucey's.com sunglasses.
Yes, sir. I actually saw him today at Best Buy.
Oh, you saw Gorgie at Best Buy?
Yeah, I saw him at Best Buy today.
Awesome. Are you a Kentucky or Louisville fan?
Oh, I'm a Kentucky fan, though, but I had to give him a thumbs up.
Question: what was he looking at?
He was with a lady, and they came in an Escalade, so I'm not really sure what they were getting. It looked like they were in the computer.
Is Brendan throwing out accusations out here? Driving an Escalade?
I mean, I was kind of thinking that looks like a nice car for a college student.
His father's a doctor.
For someone with 2 jobs, honestly.
Terrence Jones had an Escalade too. They're just giving away Escalade.
We're gonna get to a question, Brendan. The question is, how many blocks does Gorgie Zhang have on this season?
I'd have to say it's 111.
Well, you're correct.
Oh my God!
Did you know that off the top of your head? I know you got on ESPN.com or something.
Hey, my secret's kept with me. I don't give out information like that.
That sounds good. Well, Brendan, you are the winner for a free pair of Brucey.com sunglasses. We have your number. We'll give you a call after the show. We'll get your information. We'll get them to you.
All right. Thank you, Kentucky Sports.
Oh, yeah. We appreciate it. Have a good one, Brendan.
Have a good one.
Thanks for calling in, Brendan. It's amazing. He just knew it off the top of his head.
I have it tattooed on my arm. So
Are you saying there's more games though, John?
If Louisville actually makes it as far as I have them in my bracket, I'll get it tattooed on my arm.
Speaking of that, we're gonna go in the third segment.
Ooh, wait. You missed that. Hold on.
I will.
She said that if Louisville wins more games than Kentucky, she will tattoo.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes,
if they get as far as they put in my bracket, and then they lose. If they do exactly what I want them to do, I will get Gorgie Jang.
No, you won't.
How many blocks he has?
Right, then whatever he has at that time.
That's
what I'll have.
All right. That's a deal.
I'm just going to get right to it.
Can we get a guy to tattoo that on the show?
Except not my arm.
Can we get that in the studio?
We can get Joel Gash.
We're not going to do it on my arm because I don't want to be that girl. But well, I don't know. We can get a tramp stamp of it. That'd be even better. Even better.
It is there.
Picture of Gorgie Jang?
No, how many blocks he has?
Yeah, 100 and question mark, John. It's still season to go. So
it could be 200. Don't sell him short.
Brendan Tisdale just won a free pair of Brucey.com sunglasses. Check them out. They got good stuff, good sunglasses. Tell them you heard them from KentuckySports.co. They're our buddies. We're going to take our first break, I believe. It's 7:18. We're going to need to get Alvin Sims on the line, former Louisville Cardinal. And we'll be back here in about, I'd say, a minute and a half, 2 minutes at most. It's a Bluegrass Breakdown radio show.
Welcome back to the Bluegrass Breakdown radio show. It is March Madness season, and as a special guest, we do have Alvin Sims on the line with us, former Cardinal great Alvin Sims. How are you doing tonight, Alvin?
Doing well, thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on tonight. I know that we have John Hancock here, did want to talk to you about a couple things, so here we go, John.
Alvin, I know you're from Paris. Before we start, did you grow up a UK fan or a UofL fan?
Neither really. I'm originally from Chicago.
Yeah.
I came to Kentucky around when I was 12 years old. So basically, I was an Illinois fan at the time, and I really didn't know too much about Kentucky basketball, but I did watch it a lot.
Yeah. Well, before we go in, I know it's March Madness. You know, who do you like so far? I mean, have you filled out your bracket? Who's in your Final Four right now?
No, I haven't really filled out a bracket this year. But I just want to root on the cards, regardless of what position they're in, what standing. I'm just die hard right now.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about the cards? The way they did in the Big East tournament? I know I was kind of shocked by it. What was your feelings on it?
I wasn't really shocked. I knew they had it in them. I mean, they had a lot of athletic ability and talent, and they just needed to put it all together. I think that's basically what they were missing is, going out there and just playing ball, pretty much.
Good deal. Alvin, I know that one of the things that we're following very closely this season is Gorgie Jang, the very lovable center the Cards have. He has recently passed Purvis Ellison as he now holds the all-time record for blocks in a single season with 111. I know that one of the other records that Purvis Ellison has is the all-time leader in dunks record for the history of Louisville. And I believe you're second on that list. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm currently second.
When did you start dunking the basketball? How old were you?
It was the summer of going to my 8th grade year. I started dunking.
So right around when you came to Louisville, or came to Paris, I guess, came to Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's funny. I actually was talking with my dad, and we were talking about Shane Bohannon this past week, and we were talking about how he'll occasionally miss some shots inside, and I said, yeah, but when he does connect inside, a lot of times it's a dunk. It's a great, powerful dunk. And I was telling my dad, I really like having a guy on the team who specializes in dunking like that. He happened to say, yeah, he's probably the best dunker the Cards have had since Alvin Sims. So I know that I just remember you being just a very powerful dunker. That's definitely my best memory for you. I know that you're a big guy, weighed about 240, 245. I just remember you just really, really bringing it as far as dunking goes. So
yeah, he was. We all remember the videos. Good, huge dunker. Alvin, I just wanted. Obviously, it's tournament time. Have you checked out your bracket?
He hasn't filled the bracket.
Yeah, he hadn't filled the bracket.
I looked at the bracket, but I really, I'm not really trying to fill one out.
Have you checked out the opponent? Louisville's playing Davidson. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, traditionally, it's a must win because, from the tradition from University of Louisville standpoint, if I played Davidson during my era, we'd probably beat them by 60 points. And right now, from my mindset, my frame of mind, I think, it should occur again because we're the biggest school, most supposedly more powerful traditional wise, and I feel that we should play at our potential and just take everything over.
When you played, you were definitely one of the leaders on the team. You were very vocal. Last year we had Preston Knowles. He was very local in the huddle and whatnot. This year, that's kind of what we've been searching for. Have you seen somebody step up lately who could be that leader on the floor?
I think Siva can do it. He has, he shows he's a leader showing through his play, but I think he has to be more vocal. He's the leader of the team, and he has to direct the players. He has to put them in their place. He has to get them ready for the game, prepare them mentally and physically. So, if anybody's supposed to be vocal, I think he should be, and maybe another person. But I just see, at the time, it's just Siva.
And a couple more questions here, Alvin. If
John, I'm good. I'm just
okay, go for it.
Not to drill you, Alvin. You said this has been on my mind. You said your team would knock out Davidson by 67. You played with likes of guys like B.J. Flynn, DeJuan Wheat, Tick Rogers, Samaki Walker, all great players, and I'm not disagreeing with you there. Are you all that much better than this year's team that just won the Big East championship?
I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is traditional standpoint. If Davidson came to DeVille, we would beat them by 60, no problem. It's been that way ever since it's been that way ever since my freshman year. When I had Cliff Rozier, Greg Minor, they all set the standards at their point. And then, as the years went along, we also followed those footsteps. And that's what I'm saying. If they're following our footsteps and they have the pride and that determination, then yeah, they should beat them by 60. I'm not saying that we were that much greater or the Big East is that much weaker, or if we play in the Big East, we will win it. I'm just saying it's following the footsteps of tradition. That's what I'm saying.
And was that Denny Crum, you think, that put that kind of in his players of having that confidence?
Yeah, Danny was very competitive. If we were down, if we were playing Davidson and we weren't beating them to a pulp, he would tell us about it at halftime. He would point fingers at us. He would tell us, "This is embarrassing." He would tell us straight up.
Did he do that in a calm way? Usually, we see Denny. No. Do you have any specific stories about Denny? Maybe a game that you remember in your mind that he was extra upset about?
I remember my freshman year we played against DCU, and they came to Louisville and they beat us. I think DeJuan missed the last second shot, but there was no way they should have even been in the game. It was like we were playing. Everybody was playing real lazy and lackadaisical. And after the game, he made us come back and watch film, and he drilled us. And every mistake we made, he drilled us on it.
That's fantastic. Because I'm a huge. When I was growing up, I know Kelly was probably acting like he was DeJuan Wheat, but I was acting like I was Alvin Sims, and so I always wanted to dunk. Well, I'm 5'6". I never grew, But for me, I always wanted to be Alvin Sims, and the reason why is because you would steal the ball. Yeah. It was just fast paced,
and then just powerful dunks.
And that's kind of what I saw in the Big East tournament that Louisville's starting to do. We've been wanting them to do it pretty much all season, and they kind of stopped. But Denny Crum was go 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 go. You steal the ball, you make it down the court fast before the other team. I mean, even your Alex Sanders would beat everybody down the floor. Do you see that? Do you see that difference? Maybe do you see a comparison between how Louisville's playing now to the way you guys played back then, fast pace?
Yeah, I mean that's how you that's how you put the teams. You know, you gotta be aggressive. You gotta keep banging it down their throats. You gotta keep pressure on them. That's how you intimidate other teams. You gotta play like when we stepped on the court. We always had that mentality that we was going to win, and we was going to just keep, you know, if we got the lead, we was going to keep building on the lead, and we was going to keep torching things. Denny always prepared us. He always gave us a tough schedule to play in, and we were all excited about playing the top teams, and we wanted to compete at our best and show who we are, and we was representing Louisville.
Yeah, for sure. Alvin, we're coming up on a commercial break. One last thing. Obviously, you're in Paris. You run a camp there, I believe.
Yes, I run a camp every summer around July 15th at Paris High School.
Okay, is there any way anybody, because we're on a website, we go through ihigh.com. It's a big high school following. Is there any way, like a website they could get onto to, you know, sign up for your camp?
Yeah, most of the time I just advertise on my Facebook page, and whoever that wants to come, they can basically come. I'm not really trying to charge a lot of money. I just charge $20, and I just use that to basically get Gatorade. I just try to get back to the kids, and you know, hopefully they'll take what I teach them and you know, try to help themselves.
Yeah, for sure. That's the way to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. Alvin, it's been a pleasure. We'll have to have you on later on. You know, maybe we'll just call you up and see how you feel when Louisville wins the championship. And you have a great March Madness.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
That was Alvin Sims, former, as I just pulled a Kelly, former Louisville Cardinal from 1993 to 1997.
Yeah,
good one interview there. It kind of started off slow. I had to get in there, John. I had to.
Absolutely. Well, and you know, like, I agree. Our players, at least they are now, but it seemed like they came into the game and they weren't really sure if they were going to win. But Denny had them back in the day where they would come in and they would know they were going to win. DeJuan Wheat would know. He would want the ball at the last second. He would, you know, that's the way those players were. And
yeah, we got about 7.
I feel like with Louisville, nobody wants the ball in the last second.
What was that, Danielle?
I feel like, honestly,
I think Russ Smith wants the ball, but nobody wants Russ.
Always wants the ball because he plays like me in 7th grade basketball. He always wants the ball.
Whoa. What was this, that, Danielle?
What
was middle school basketball?
Where you played like Russ Smith.
If y'all would have been at my birthday, you would have heard me talk about this.
Nobody cares about your birthday.
No, birthday week's over, Danielle.
I don't care. That's all she talks about.
This is not all I talk about. Have I talked about this at all?
Your birthday? Yes.
No.
Yes.
Has any of our viewers heard about my birthday? No.
The viewers don't care. We're losing viewers right now just you talking about it.
I'm just saying I was a gun in 7th grade class, and I was cool with it, but I was a terrible gun.
Oh, you were cool.
I was a little.
Cool with it.
I was cool with it. I think
your teammates not so much.
No, and then
Were you a ball hog, Danielle? You're a ball hog. I can see it.
I still am.
Yeah, you are. Matt just got a text message. Real quick, we had a Brucey's.com sunglass giveaway earlier. Brendan Tisdale, Kentucky fan, called in, lucky winner. He guessed our question: 111 blocks for Gorgie Zhang this year, school record. John, you look puzzled.
No, I just don't know what the text was.
Okay, well, text. It was Mark Burkhead. Matt, are you on mic tonight?
Yeah, I think I am.
For Mark Burkhead. What was that giveaway? He won a pair of Brucey's.com sunglasses, I believe.
The McNeese State one?
No, that was the bonus question.
Yeah, he just wanted to thank us for the sunglasses. He thinks they're really cool. He said, "Go Big Blue! I got my tickets today for the games at the Yum Center."
Good job.
And I'm envious of that man because
how did he win?
That's a hard ticket to get. He guessed the most, how many blocks Anthony Davis had at the time.
There we go. We had to go with the blocks. You got 2 best blockers in history of both schools, so you got to talk about them. So congrats to both those guys. Real quick little update. John, move your head to the left. 19 to 23. Western is down right now. You can check that out on True TV.
Yeah.
Yes.
True TV.
True TV. And Bellarmine, they're actually playing their Sweet 16 game right now in Louisville at Knights Hall. Assembly, anybody know?
Yeah,
Knights Hall, I think. Yeah. It's against Kentucky Wesleyan. They're another power here in the state.
Where Coach Harper won, I think, 4 championships.
Oh, he was I think Coach he went to the championship like 7 years. and won
Kentucky Western was good. They won a national championship 4 or 5 years ago, I believe.
Hopefully he'll turn Western around and
Ray Harper, right?
Ray Harper. It's 31-31 with them basically running into halftime here about 30 seconds ago on the update. So that game you can check out on the radio, WGTK 970 AM. It's sold out. Bellarmine's probably going crazy right now. It's a good atmosphere. Have any of y'all been to any of those games?
I have not. I've wanted to.
I got a question, Danielle. You went to Xavier, smaller gym. How many is
It's not that small.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's small.
It's a pretty decent arena.
I mean, how many does it hold? 15, 14?
I don't know how many.
Never mind.
Do you know how many Xavier games I went to in college?
How many?
Guess.
0.
Duh.
That's the easy question. Oh my gosh.
You're
a Kentucky fan. Kind of.
But I have them in my Sweet 16.
Xavier?
Why?
Playing Duke?
I haven't beaten Duke.
We're going to talk about that after this break, John.
Yeah.
I know we'll get that break now. We'll take it a minute earlier so we can talk about that a little bit quicker. Again, check us out. Our newest sponsor, Bruce's.com. They're fun. It's cool sunglasses. And check our website out, KentuckySports.co. Good stuff on there from everybody. We'll be back here in about a minute and a half. Bluegrass Breakdown. His name's Trevor.
Welcome back to the Bluegrass Breakdown radio show. I'm John Hancock. We have Danielle Tilton,
Kelly Patrick, Tyler Bloyd.
We're making up for Danielle's earlier intro mishap that kind of got a little miscommunication there between these guys.
I always get skipped. It's so sexist over here.
I was going to introduce you, but we let them do it. I was going to introduce you first.
I try to forget Kelly all the time. He's just right in front of me. I would forget
She's just
about
right beside you.
I mean, his name.
I know. I'm like right here.
The Bluegrass Breakdown
but
Lounge
you have a manlier name than he does.
Split up. The Bluegrass Breakdown Lounge is split up. Anyways, I don't like you guys. That was Trey Rakes from Bold East. Game-winning, basically half-court shot to win the region. I don't know what region they're in. They used to be in the 8th region, our region, Oldham County area. Then they transferred out. Just a huge shot. 2013 Kentucky commit. Louisville fan. Big-time Louisville fan. Die-hard Louisville fan.
Not anymore. I don't think he is.
Not anymore. But yeah, I can't forget his name.
Derek Willis.
Derek Willis.
You don't even know his name.
I forgot.
Shows how much he means to you. First commit for 2013.
I don't care. He was cool. He'll be there.
Will he play? Is my question.
We'll find out.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah, Trey Rakes, great shot. The KHSA tournament's kicking off
Thursday, I think.
Thursday, I believe. Oldham County.
I know Oldham County.
Oldham County's playing. They're in there. They're in there. Go cheer them on. They might move on to Sweet. There's like the Elite 8. I checked out the bracket. They got some easy games. We used to go with Dante Smith when he was there. That was fun. Check them out. We lost to 2 state champions in a row. Mason County with somebody, and somebody. Yeah.
I know that we always got to get out of school early and head up to Lexington.
It was great.
Which was pretty cool.
It was great.
You know.
But we'll get into it. Tournament time. Everybody's got their Final Fours here, right?
I got my Final Four.
We'll get that in just a second because we got to talk Kentucky. I don't want to. Danielle, we had 3 games. We beat LSU, and we looked bad all week as Cal or somebody.
It was just slow. It was like something was gone. That click wasn't there. It just wasn't the complete dominating performance that you saw leading up to the SEC tournament. Like going through Florida. It wasn't. So it was just kind of, I mean, they pulled out the first games, but
they beat LSU 60-51. They followed that up with a 3-point victory over Florida 74-71. Then in the championship, they were knocked out for the first time in 20-something.
Does it matter as fans? Because Cal said it doesn't matter. So you as fans, as Big Blue Nation, does it matter to lose
the SEC championship? Yeah. Straight from me, John. I wanted to win today. I wanted to win when we lost. It doesn't hurt me because I know that the ultimate goal is the championship right now.
Danielle, does it bother you?
It hurts me a little.
Our players.
Does it bother you that
go ahead after
John
I say
our goes into the tournament saying it really doesn't matter.
Our players wouldn't have cried if we won the SEC championship. Is all I'm saying. It's not that big of a deal to those guys.
I know. Yeah, no, and I understand, and I kind of understand that.
Vanderbilt cried.
I kind of have a little theory that he might have thrown the game a little bit.
Yeah, I mean
that is stupid.
What?
Even if it's true,
no,
then John Calipari is the worst coach in the history of college basketball.
You
just said it.
What you said? I totally
She said that they probably threw the game. That's what she said.
A little bit. A
little bit.
No,
Even
I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is he probably did things he wouldn't have done in a normal NCAA tournament.
Like
setting.
not start Gilchrist for the first time all season.
No, that was fine. But I mean, you can fix that immediately if you need a substitution.
That was the worst game
Gilchrist
had all year.
Yeah, it didn't seem to help his.
He fouled out.
But I know.
I know where John's coming from.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
just asking a question because it would tick me off if Coach Rick Pitino said Big East tournament's not a big deal.
Well, it is, you guys.
Big East is a very different.
It's very different. That's all you're gonna win.
Big East is a very different tournament.
It's official. You're not
going
to win championships.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen
No
if
one
this
let
year
me
you
finish
don't?
my point over here.
Hold on.
Okay, think about this. Let's look at what happened in the game. You've got Kentucky, who's not even. There were barely. It was weird because usually they depend a lot on the paint. They'll drive in, they'll drive fast. They weren't really doing that, which I thought was bizarre. And even when it wasn't working, and it was clearly not working that they were shooting on the perimeter, he kept them doing that. And I thought it was. I don't know if he was. I kind of feel like Cal was experimenting, seeing what's going on.
Tick somebody off.
Good.
You're live on the breakdown. What's your name?
My name's Brian, up here in Ohio, long-time listener.
Brian, how you doing this week?
How's everyone doing tonight?
Doing fantastic, Brian. How about yourself?
Good. Hey, I'm a diehard Cardinal fan, but I got a point. My wife's a big Kentucky fan, but I got to tell you, I was real disappointed with Vanderbilt with the way they celebrated, and I was listening a little bit to you guys talking about it. I thought that was very, very poor sportsmanship, how they never shook any of the Kentucky players' hands. They just immediately went, and then the one guy goes over to his mom and dad and starts some kind of a civil rights chant or something, screaming and hugging. And I just found it was very poor sportsmanship. None of them shook any of the Kentucky players' hands. What do you guys think?
Brian, I will go ahead and I totally didn't see them shake any hands. I will back up Jenkins. He went to his family because his grandmother passed away, I believe, that week. It was kind of an emotional thing for him. I will give Jenkins a buy.
But look, guys, you gotta congratulate your Kentucky would have, and this is coming from a Cardinal fan, but I guarantee Kentucky would have shook everyone's hand, shake their hands, and then go ahead and party. And I don't care what happens after that. Travel around with the Obamas for 6 months. I don't care. They're having a big time up here in Dayton. But I just thought it was poor sportsmanship and inexcusable for how great Vanderbilt's supposed to be academically and what great kids they were. I thought it was poor leadership on the coach's part, and it went unnoticed in the media. And I appreciate a little more support from him on it.
We appreciate the call, Brian.
I mean, if that's definitely true.
I didn't even know they refused to shake the hands. I didn't pick up on
sports,
that.
I watched it. I TiVoed it back, and I looked at it twice. They just went right to the middle and act like they'd been shot. They started diving on us on top of everyone, and not one player. The Kentucky guys had to go slap hands with the trainers and the assistant coaches, and I don't even think the coach shook anyone's hand, but I don't know that for sure. But none of the players did.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's terrible. Good find, Brian.
Yeah, thanks for the insight.
I never even thought about it, but I actually think that's right.
I wouldn't expect that from Vanderbilt.
Brian, real quick, I know you're one of our loyal callers. Who is your national champion? Louisville fan.
Wow, you got to go with Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky's everyone's pick, but they look great, especially with the development today of Milo. What do you guys missed the early part of the show? I'm sure you guys covered it, but what about Syracuse's program? I know, once again, this is a Cardinal fan, and people want to get on Kentucky and some of the other recruiting, but what a bad year. I mean, they ought to shut Syracuse down and give them the death penalty for what happened this year. The one coach molested the kids, and his wife. I mean, what a charade's going on up there.
It makes people. It's kind of like Joe Pa. People really think Jim Boeheim is a nice guy. I know Rick Pitino.
I don't care. I mean, he has to go.
But obviously,
just like,
it's showing light that maybe he is just as bad as all the rest of them. And his program, he needs to get it together. Actually, I think he needs to retire. I mean, having your star player.
He needs to resign after this. And Milo, they're going to forfeit all these games. I mean, at least the games that from when he played and he came back in, they got to forfeit the second half of the season for sure.
Yeah. I mean, do you actually think, though, that it's academic? Because we were talking before the show. I have a hard time thinking that it's actually academic issues with Fat Mello. this late in the season.
I tell you what, if they
right
get caught
the
lying
tournament,
about this, I mean, they've got the drug scandal going on. I mean, enough's enough out of Syracuse, and everyone wonders how they reload every year. Well, I think don't they have a drug scandal going on where they said they reported drug charges on their players, but the NCAA said, we don't ever remember that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, Brian. We appreciate the call.
Absolutely, thank you, Brian.
Hey guys, love the program. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
We will have to have Brian on soon after March Madness
Derby
dies
man.
down to help for the Derby prep.
Yeah, Brian's our number one Derby guy. He's a good caller. I didn't want to cut anybody off. UK, they didn't win a championship. SEC. Let's get past it. We got 10 minutes or so. NCAA tournament. Final Fours. Everybody's got a lot of the same teams. There's a lot of one seeds. Jay Billis predicted all one seeds would make there for the first time since 2008. He said he did that in 2008, which is kind of odd. But there's a lot of history to a lot of these games in a lot of brackets. But John, we'll start up Louisville, Davidson out in Portland. I know we kind of mentioned it earlier. Have you looked at the game? I know you did the preview on KentuckySports.co.
Yeah, I haven't posted yet. I have researched it, and it should be up tomorrow morning. But the one thing about Davidson is that they shoot the three. If we can guard the three like we did in the tournament and put the pressure on, I don't think we'll have a problem. If we go backwards and start playing like we did before, if Providence can beat us by that much, it's up in the air.
That was earlier in the year. You're playing great right now. You got to hope the infrared jerseys keep going, right?
Yes, infrared.
Rick said you're keeping them.
Yep, but he will not wear an infrared tie.
He should.
I'm a little disappointed.
You will disappointed. The next game, if you win that game, you could rematch against Long Beach State, who you all had a hell of a battle against earlier in the season, or Wichita State, who is a tough 5 seed, real tough 5 seed.
You mean New Mexico?
Wichita,
New Mexico State.
New Mexico's got a great coach, very well coached team. Don't make very many mistakes. Long Beach State is very athletic.
3,000 point scores on the New Mexico.
Yeah. Long Beach State, very athletic team, very athletic point guard. So, it's one of those things. It's March Madness. Anything can happen. I actually have Long Beach State winning that game.
So you got Louisville, Long Beach State, I'm assuming.
I have Louisville going farther than you do. Is that what you're saying to me?
No, he just said he had Louisville winning.
Are you listening?
Yeah.
I thought you said Long Beach State.
No.
She didn't know which game you were talking about.
I thought you said
so
Long Beach
obviously
State
you got Louisville
Long
Sweet
Beach
16,
State winning New
right?
Mexico. Louisville
okay. I thought you were talking about the Long Beach State Louisville game.
Kelly, I see you over here kind of breaking down your bracket. Louisville Davidson. Are they advancing? Facing who?
Yep, Louisville will advance. And they'll beat
Long Beach State or New Mexico State.
Long Beach State will win that game.
You all played them earlier in the year. Do you remember that game?
That I do.
It was a battle.
They were ranked in the top 25.
No, they weren't.
At one point, they were.
No, they weren't. Maybe at one point, but not that first.
They were doing really well. Long Beach
They're
State
a good team.
was a good
It doesn't
team.
matter regardless. They're a good team.
They played a lot of talented teams early on. They're battle tested.
Mm-hmm. You got to look at that. We'll kind of split up. You start with UofL. Let me see this bracket.
Are we breaking down the whole bracket?
No, we're
really?
just
Each of us. I thought we were gonna give us all.
We're gonna. I'm getting there.
Any notable?
Sounds like you're breaking down each game.
There's a method to my madness.
And any notable thing that we need to talk about.
Method to my madness.
Just go game by game.
Just let me ride out with it. That would move you all against possibly a Michigan State. Get past that, you're looking at maybe Missouri or Florida in the Elite Eight. John, what's your Final Four? Where do you have Louisville going?
Here's the thing. I think Tom Izzo is one of the best tournament coaches. I think he doesn't have the most talented team he's ever had.
Never does.
But man, they do exactly what he wants them to do each game. They're prepared. He scares the crap out of me. So I actually have Michigan State beating Louisville, at least on this bracket.
Sweet 16.
I have them losing the Sweet 16. And to say that
this is your KYSCO bracket, not this bracket, John.
Right. But I will say that if they make it to the Sweet 16, I'll be satisfied with the season as a card fan.
Always are.
Big East tournament, we're making it further. Our young players will be battle tested.
So wait. The champion of the 9-team Big East, the best conference, is satisfied with the Sweet 16.
Well, we have to play Michigan State away from Louisville. It's far distant.
It's pretty far from Michigan State to Portland. Not a little trip.
I won't be satisfied with
sorry, to be later.
I'll be satisfied with another Elite Eight appearance.
I will go.
That's just me.
You won't be satisfied with Sweet 16 after losing 2 years in a row, first round?
I'll be satisfied if we, get out of the first round. But I mean, overall, I think I sit
totally
back
agree.
and say, wow, we're able to get to the Elite Eight relatively pretty consistently. I'm comfortable with where the program's at.
Where I've seen this team come from,
yeah,
and the way they've kind of come together here at the end, that's why I'd be satisfied. If you would have asked me at the beginning of the season, I'm sure we talked about it. If you would have said, "Are you satisfied with the Sweet 16?" I would say absolutely not. But where this team has this year,
okay. I know a lot of Cardinal fans would be disagreeing with. I don't know. I agree with you.
What's
I think it reminds me of last year's Kentucky team.
If they lose to Davidson,
is it off with
back
Pitino's
at the
head?
drawing board.
Well, Rick said it's your hardest first game ever, so you've lost 2 in a row.
That every year.
He has to say that.
Michigan State
if he loses 3 years in a row to first round, that's a big deal.
Had Michigan State
I'm not
too,
saying
John.
we should fire Pitino if that happens, and you won't ever hear me say that, but that would be a big deal if we lost 3 consecutive years in the first round, even though we won the Big East tournament like we did 2 years ago.
I mean, here's the thing. Everybody was down on Rick Pitino. Not everybody thinks Rick Pitino's a genius. So, I mean, he obviously had a method to his madness. At least right now, it seems like that. It seems like everything that Rick Pitino was saying in press conferences about his team not being ready, and now the way that he's talking about his team, it's 2 different teams that he's talking about. And it seems like he's a genius.
We'll find out, I guess.
I haven't wavered on my opinion of Rick Pitino in that he is a top basketball mind in the
We got 5 minutes.
John, by the way, it's so hard to listen to what you're saying when President Obama's talking.
I know President Obama's talking behind you, and
who cares? It's March Madness.
Hey,
I don't care.
Hey, we gotta get going here.
Obama cares.
Final 4, John. Who's your Final 4? Tell us right now.
Final 4, I got Duke, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Georgetown.
And now who's your Final 4?
Georgetown.
Duke, Louisville, Ohio State, and UNC.
So who do you have Kentucky losing? To who?
To Duke.
Did you say Kentucky in the Final 4?
No.
Who did you have them losing to?
Duke.
Duke as well. Okay.
We'll
get to the Kentucky side of things
now. It's just going to happen. I mean, Duke's going to beat Kentucky.
Anyways,
last second shot.
If they get past UConn.
Okay. Anyways, we're gonna talk that now.
You're just hating.
Danielle.
Anyway,
we got first round game against the winner of this game, Western Mississippi State. Get past that, obviously. You got UConn or Iowa State. I have
Iowa State beating UConn.
Do you?
I certainly do.
Who do y'all guys got? I know, John, you're all Big East.
It's UConn all day.
The Big East Sweet 16 is cool enough for me. Win the Big East, but yeah.
You got Nate. I mean, you got some players for UConn who are playing their best ball right now.
Yeah, that's a terrible matchup as an 8 seed. It's the worst 8. It's the hardest 8 seed, 9 seed.
Connecticut
should have their coach back. They definitely struggled when Calhoun was on.
Well, the problem is they are 9 because they have been stinky as poo-poo all year.
Talent-wise, they should be.
Talent-wise,
they were number 3 preseason.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3.
They were number 3 preseason ranking.
Exactly.
That's because their center was overrated.
It's very overrated.
Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond was not there.
But he's saying he was overrated coming in as a freshman.
When they were preseason number 3 or whatever they were, everybody was saying Drummond's the next second coming of Shaq.
I know,
and he is not. He's not. He's not at all. He's a high. He's
now,
still.
I'm not afraid of this game. I have UConn advancing against Iowa State. I just don't think one player, Royce White, can knock out 5 NBA players in one team. And then UK versus UConn. It's in Louisville. It's at the Yum Center. Home court advantage. 100% Kentucky. Louisville beat UConn by 30, I believe, in the Yum Center. Home court advantage. Just blew them out of the water. I got Kentucky moving on. Obviously, I'm going. My Final 4 is obviously championship Kentucky. I'm not. Duh. I mean, there's nowhere else to go. I got UConn. I mean, Kentucky, Missouri in the Final 4, and then I got Ohio State and North Carolina. Danielle, what do you got to say?
I have Kentucky. Mm-hmm. Murray State, actually, which, by the way,
Murray State in the Final 4?
All year I've been sitting here saying
you win one game,
State
John.
is terrible, and they're going to fizzle out in the first round once they get to actual teams, and I just looked at the matchups, and I have them in the Final 4, so you're welcome. Florida State and North Carolina.
It's not bad. John, you kind of disagree with that Murray. You have Murray losing Marquette, I'm assuming.
Hate them? Don't hate.
I don't hate Murray State.
You have them losing Marquette, right?
I do.
Well, their matchup perfect with Marquette, and their big guys from Marquette are not big, just like
we're talking about Murray State. It's the NCAA tournament.
Hey, look at VCU. Look at
Buzz
Butler,
Williams
who's in the CBI.
Buzz Williams will have them ready for at least one game. I mean, the guy knows his basketball.
First game, that's the second game. That's the second game. We'll find out. Murray, they play Thursday. Kentucky plays Thursday. Louisville plays Thursday. Western, if they
and Murray's
advance.
in Louisville as well.
Yeah. What's the score, guys?
It is 26-19 Mississippi Valley State with 19:02 to go.
Check that out with Western True TV. So we all got varied Final Fours here. John, who's your national champion?
Michigan State.
Michigan State. I'm not going to disagree with your pick. I think Tom Izzo's, like you said, he's made, I think, 6 to 12 Final Fours.
A lot of coaching.
Who's your national champion?
Ohio State.
It could happen. Danielle, Kentucky. Me, Kentucky. We already know that.
I've got Kentucky.
I guess we'll find out.
I think Ohio State. The thing about Ohio State is they have their point guard. He doesn't make mistakes. Ancraft does not make mistakes.
Plays great defense.
Makes smart shots. They got a guy underneath and they have a good wing. That's what you need.
I fully expected when I made this bracket, because before I really looked at the individual matchups, to do Kentucky Ohio State in the final. That's completely what I expected. But when I put the Ohio State-Florida State matchup together, I went Florida State.
Florida State can pull it off.
Florida State can. I mean, they don't not. I just see they can do it.
They've obviously.
I just don't think they can make a run.
They can do it.
I don't
and I haven't been to Syracuse, which isn't hard.
We're gonna go over a minute or two here. We got to run over a few quick things. Isaiah Cannon, John posted this for the Bob Cousy Award. He was a finalist, won the Final Five, I do believe. Check him out. He's playing Thursday. SEC Awards, CBS Awards handed out. Anthony Davis and Gilchrist, first, second team. Anthony Davis, Player of the Year from CBS. It was Wayman Tisdale, National Freshman of the Year, which I guess that's kind of like the Naismith for freshmen. Not big deal. It's just freshmen. We already knew all this. Just awards. They're going to keep coming through. The baseball teams for both Louisville and Kentucky are both dominant.
And Louisville softball team, doing fantastic.
Louisville softball team is. Let's see, I got it right here. 16-0. They're ranked 16th. Louisville baseball is 21, ranked 21st. They're 10-5. They're actually playing Ole Miss right now in Jim Patterson Stadium. It's going on, so they might be winning. Kentucky's side of things, they're 17-0. They're the only undefeated team in the nation with over 4 games. I don't know how one team can play 4, one team can play 16. I don't understand that, but they're ranked. Their softball team's struggling. Those are the smaller sports. John,
you know what's fantastic though, Kelly, and you can agree with me on this one or not, but Ashton Gibbs last year was everybody was shocked that he wasn't going pro, and he's done nothing. And he'll never play pro again. He could have went in last year, and I think it's kind of funny because they didn't even make the NIT.
That's crazy.
And we're talking about Ashton Gibbs.
I mean, they were, I believe, even or under 500.
He's supposed to be the best point guard.
I never thought he's a point guard. He's a shooting guard, in my opinion.
He played both this year.
That's crazy.
Because what's his name got hurt. But we're talking about Ashton Gibbs. He acts really cocky and did nothing.
That is.
But that's
crazy.
College basketball. I feel bad for the guy because But at the same time, you talk a lot of smack and you don't follow it up.
That's a good example of guys who can go pro. Saying you better go pro when you're strike when the iron's hot, when your stock is high.
Because his stock.
If you can get drafted, you should, in my opinion.
Kelly, I
go.
have a question for you, real quick. I know we've hit all the Louisville and whatnot. Murray State, they got a 6 seed, guys. Did they get robbed? They're 31-1, I believe.
I think it's hard to say that they got robbed. They didn't exactly, you had them going past Marquette. What I saw Jay Crowder do to Louisville, I will be very interesting to see if Murray State can.
Murray State has a way better guard than Cadogan, who had like 11 turnovers against you all.
But can they handle Jay Crowder?
They have a big guy that's identical to Jay Crowder.
Identical to
Jay Crowder's way better. I'm not trying to fight that. Jay Crowder's best player in the court.
Does he have braids and look kind of like a huge female?
No, he's got a giant afro, actually, if he could braid it out if he wanted to.
I don't know. I don't know that they got robbed.
But if Isaiah Cannon,
I don't know. I do have them going to the Final Four. I don't know if they got robbed because I'm a conference snob anyway. So it's just one of those things. It's like they haven't played anybody. They've got a great record, but they haven't played.
They beat St. Mary's.
That's my
thing.
So
I don't know if they should have gotten the 6th seed. But I'll tell you
Memphis.
one thing.
They beat St. Mary's. There's 2 tournament teams that they had to beat, and they beat Memphis at Memphis. They haven't beat anybody.
I don't think they beat Memphis when they were the Memphis that I have going.
Well, did Louisville beat Vanderbilt when Vanderbilt? Yeah, they did.
No.
Did we beat Louisville when they were Louisville? Maybe not.
Louisville didn't beat.
Victory's victory last time I checked.
Yeah,
John?
It's not the same. It's not the same in March.
Maybe not Cal's 500 victory, but most victories are victories.
Good one.
Thank you.
Zing.
Because getting wins vacated is so funny. You guys grow up.
We can just make fun of our coaches. I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. The game's going on behind you. Obviously, turn on True TV to catch the last 15 minutes of this Western Kentucky Mississippi Valley State game. It's going to be a good one. You already know what Western won't fight. You got Derek Gordon, former Michael Gilchrist teammate in there. Excited for Thursday?
Very much so.
Yeah, nervous. Louisville tips off at 1:40. Murray State opens the tournament at 12:15. Kentucky will be on the court at 6:40.
I think both games.
6:50.
I know Louisville games on TBS. Both of them are on TBS, one after another. So
I know. I took the whole day off.
Thursday's gonna be a great day. It's March Madness. We'll see you all next Tuesday again. It'll be our last Tuesday show at 7 o'clock each week. It's Bluegrass Breakdown.
Go Cards.
Cards.
Before he's finished, everybody's wondering where he's playing. Nice catch. Senior circuit shot in the range.